Hello guys, it's Chuk-d back with another one, and I'll be talking about 4 reasons as to why men are not open when it comes to their emotions. So 4 reasons why men seem to be uptight when it comes to emotional vulnerability. And I'll give a little synopsis of this. Over time, we've heard, especially from women, that they would like to see us men more emotionally transparent, and that a lot of women sometimes find it very difficult to read a man's emotion, because the way a lot of us men are, we don't really talk about our emotions, or we don't show emotion. Even when things seem to bother us or hurt us, we seem to know how to hold our feelings close to ourselves. So on this episode, I'll be giving 4 reasons why men do that. So without any further ado, the first one is fear of judgment. Fear of judgment. A lot of times we men are afraid to be judged, right? Because in society, we are supposed to be the stronger ones. We are supposed to be the backbone of the family, the backbone of society. And what comes with that is to be able to take things on the chin and keep it pushing. Even from young, they tell a lot of us men, from as little as you fall down and you hurt your foot, you are told to get up and man up. Compared to women, because women are seen as more emotional and are seen as softer and more delicate. You understand? So a lot of us men grew up with this notion that we don't want to be judged for our emotions. So we tend to do a good job at holding our hurt, our pain, over time. So that is one reason why we most times don't show emotions. So that is number 1, which is fear of judgment. Now, number 2, personal comfort. Personal comfort. So what I mean by that is a lot of men are comfortable, right? A lot of men are comfortable holding their emotions to themselves, because over time we've done a good job of, and we've learned how to keep our emotions dear to ourselves. And us men, we, rather than show emotions by crying, not saying that we don't cry or we don't get sad a lot of times, but rather than us expressing that in public, we would rather talk to friends. We'll rather talk to our guys, our boys, about certain happenings in our life, rather than us be out there just wallowing in sorrow, in tears, things like that. So it's more like a comfort zone to not to be emotionally withdrawn. I'll put it like that. So it's more of a comfort zone for a lot of men to be emotionally withdrawn. That is why a lot of women in relationships will say things like, my man doesn't tell when he's going through certain things. He doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to tell me. He tends to block me out. And that is not necessarily the case. A man not telling you about his problems is not because he doesn't care for you, or he doesn't love you, or he doesn't want to share things with you. It is just our natural settings a lot of times to want to emotionally hold things to ourselves, because for the most part, men are problem solvers. We'll rather just solve a problem than talk about it. But it's like I said, 1 + 1 is 2. We're all about looking for solutions rather than discussing about what the problem is. So that is number 2, personal comfort. Number 3 is social expectations slash traditional gender roles. So social expectations slash traditional gender roles. What I mean by that is, when it comes to gender roles, right, the men are seen as the providers. The men are seen as the backbone of the family. The men are seen as the protectors, right? So these traditional gender roles or role requires for a man to be strong, to not show a lot of emotions, to be able to fall down and get back up, to be able to, for a lack of a better term, take punches on the chin and get back up. Traditional gender roles. You see it, especially in African families, for example. A lot of our fathers or grandfathers were very emotionally uptight. Yes, we know that they love us as as their child or as their children. We know, but the way they would show love is by provision rather than emotion, right? Rather than emotion. I watched a video sometime a couple years ago. Some girls, they were in the car with their dad. They're Nigerians, but they live in America. So they're in the car with their dad, and it was their dad's birthday. And, I wouldn't say they were playing a prank on their dad, because it was a genuine video. But, they were saying things like, "Oh, happy birthday, dad. We love you. We love you. I love you," and all these things. And all the man told them was, "Thank you. I appreciate you." So they were like, "Oh, but dad, would you say I love you back? Would you say I love you back?" The man just kept on saying, "No, thank you. Thank you." And that was a typical depiction of emotional uptightness. Emotional uptightness. Obviously, they know that their dad loves them. And I know to some people hearing it, it's like, what's so hard for a man to say, "I love you," especially back to his kids, back to his daughter or his daughters. And I understand what you're saying, but a lot of men from that generation were not brought up like that. They were not brought up like that. They are brought up to show love more in an expressive type of way, by providing, by showing up for you, not necessarily by word of mouth. I guess I hope I explained that well. If you didn't get it, rewind. So that's the third one: social expectations slash traditional gender roles. And now for the fourth and final one, is the one that we probably all know: not wanting to seem weak. So a lot of men are emotionally uptight because they don't want to seem weak. Because for a lot of men, we equate weakness to emotional expression. That might sound crazy, but it is what it is. A lot of men, we equate weakness to emotional expression. So if, for example, somebody has hurt me, my immediate reaction wouldn't be to cry. Even if I might be that hurt, it wouldn't be to cry, especially in public or in front of my girl or in front of my boys, because it is show like a car trafficator. Like when you want to turn, how you on your car trafficator is the same way that trafficator goes off to to your guys that okay, we sense weakness here, which you might say is immature or whatever, however way you want to put it. But this is just how a lot of us men are. We equate emotional transparency with weakness. It's more, we equate it more to be a female trait rather than a male trait or thing to do. So yes, that is it. I just wanted to make this quick, straight to the point, and short. So I'll list the 4 things, the four reasons why men are uptight with their emotions, just in case you didn't get it. So the first one is fear of judgment. Second one is personal comfort. Third one is social expectation / traditional gender roles. And the fourth one is not wanting to seem to be weak, not wanting to seem weak. So those are the 4 reasons why men seem to be emotionally uptight. Thank you for watching. And if you like, if you feel like this video was eye-opening, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, peace, guys.